Hello and welcome back. Another day, another reasoning and problem solving challenge. And not even too much of a logic or reasoning challenge, just a read through and execute the process. Basically, play the game and you will be done with the problem. So, again, this is a kind of a day zero prep challenge that anybody can solve. But because it looks new and it looks slightly bigger in size, I will run through the process nonetheless. Just another game for us, right? But the overall point while doing this would be that how this set is essentially about reading quickly and effectively and then just systematically capturing the data. So let's dive into the story, and what I'm going to do to save time is not read the whole paragraph from left to right, from top to bottom. Assuming that you have already read through the story and tried out the problem by yourself, I will directly paraphrase the story. So there is a game being played between two players. One of the players is called the dealer, the other is called the player. The game always starts by the player picking a card. So let's give him a card to understand the process. Say the card he picked up was a 9 of hearts. What that means is game has started. This is, let's say, game 1 and this is step 1, because the player has picked up a card and this card is called the base card, and at this step the dealer will pay the player this amount, the amount which is on the face of the card, right, the value of the card. That means if the player picks up this card, the dealer will pay the player 9 rupees and the total for player will become 9, assuming, let's say, for a minute that he starts off with 0. I'm not going to worry about the status of the dealer, assuming the dealer has infinite amount of money, or I'm actually not interested in the dealer's accounting at all, because all the questions are about the player or the character known as Ghosh Babu. But if you want to, again, you can start with 0 and keep tab of all the information here. I will skip that step for now. But now, even now, the game is not quite over. This would be a very simple game. In any game, after the player, the dealer also picks up a card which is known as the top card, and for that there were 3 conditions given. It could be that the card is from the same suit. The number could be different for all we know. In fact, the number does not even matter in the story. But if the suit is the same, the player now has to return double the base amount to the dealer. And because in this story, in the step 1, the base amount was 9, the player will return 18 rupees or will pay 18 to the dealer, and his overall total will become minus 9, assuming he started with 0, right? You can actually put any number there as a starting point and still work the story. So this was one scenario, but this was not the only possible scenario. So let me reset my table. My first step is still common, but let's say this time the dealer did not pick up this time the dealer did not pick up a card from the heart suit. He picked up one from the diamond suit. Now in this case, the suit is not the same, but the color is still the same. Even for this scenario, this is case number 2, the player has to pay the dealer back some amount, but this time it is only as much as the base amount he received earlier. That means for the second step, again the player will pay the dealer 9 rupees, and if you want to keep tab of his total, he will be back to 0, right? Again, this is not the only scenario, so again let me reset my table back to step 1. Assume for a second that the player has picked up a 9 of hearts, and this time the dealer picks up a different color altogether. That different color could be spades or clubs, different from hearts. In this scenario, once again, now the player will not pay anything to the dealer. The dealer will again pay the player the same base amount. That means for the second step, the player will get 9 more rupees, or 9 plus 9, his total will become 18. So great, I understand the game pretty well. I think another detail in the story was that if you get ace, jack, queen or king, the face value for those cards is all considered as 10. So that was the only extra part that you might need, and that also only if the player gets those cards, because remember the number on the top card for the dealer was quite irrelevant. So now I am going to get rid of this whole big paragraph because I've understood it, and now I want to pay attention to the actual game information step by step. So again, let me reset my table because this was just an example run through to understand the process. You might not even need to do that. You can directly dive into the game information if you understood the original paragraph. So let me start with the story. Ghosh Babu played the game 4 times. So that's why in my table you have 4 games information, and for each game you have 2 steps to consider in the story. First time he picked 8 of clubs and the dealer picked queen of clubs. So let me capture that on my game table. So for the first game, the player has picked up an 8 of clubs and the dealer has picked up the queen of clubs. The queen simply means the overall value is 10, not that this value was important at all. So I noticed the first step. In the first step, the player will get paid 8 rupees by the dealer. But in the second step, when the dealer picks up the card, when the dealer picks up his card and it is from the same suit as the player, I know the player will have to pay double the amount to the dealer, and that means the amount paid will be 16 and the player will be left with -8. Moving to the second game, second time he picked a 10 of hearts and the dealer picked 2 of spades. So it's on my table right now. This is the second game information. When the game starts and the player picks up this 10, the dealer will pay him 10 rupees. 10 added to this -8 is going to give you a new total of 2 rupees. So if you assume that the player started with 0, as of now he is at a total of 2 rupees. And the second step, the dealer will pick up a card, but this time this card is of a different color altogether. That means the dealer will pay 10 rupees again to the player, because if the color is different, the third condition, the dealer again pays the player the base amount. So that means again he will get 10 rupees and his total will become 12. I hope the addition is clear why this is happening. I am not keeping tab of the dealer information at all. I am not thinking, okay, that this 10 was paid from this 16 and what is the new total. One, because mostly the questions are about Ghosh Babu or the player, and secondly, dealer typically has infinite amounts of money at his disposal. So I'm just capturing what is flowing from where to where. So this 16 means basically the player has paid 16. In this step and in this step, the player has not paid anything to the dealer, so I'm leaving that empty. Moving on to game number 3. Next time, Ghosh Babu picked 6 of diamonds and the dealer picked ace of hearts. So on my table, follow the first step. The first step is very easy. Because of this 6, the dealer will pay 6 rupees to the player and the new total for the player will become 18. But this time the color is the same for both dealer and player. After the second step, when the dealer picks his card, the color is the same. Instead of ace, I put up a 10 as the story told me. Not that this number is important at all. So this time the player has to pay the dealer, but again only simply the base amount. You do not have to double it. You have to double it only in the case of same suit, right? That means the player will pay 6 to the dealer and he will be left with 12. And he will be left with 12 rupees overall. So great, getting easier and easier. Let me move to the last step. Lastly, he picked an 8 of spade and the dealer picked a jack of spades. So last game, the player picked up an 8. So he will get paid 8 in the first step. So his new total finally will be 20. But this time again the dealer has picked up a card from the same suit. That means the player will have to pay double this amount back to the dealer. So 16 will go to the dealer and the player overall will be left with 4 rupees. So I am done with the first 4 games. I also have Ghosh Babu's tally step by step if I require, or after game by game. After game 1, because this is the end of game 1 finally. You cannot call it a game if only one step is taken. After game 1, he is at -8 rupees. After game 2, he is at 12 rupees. After game 3, he is still at 12 rupees. And after game 4, he is at 4 rupees finally. So now I can get rid of this part of the story as well and dive into the questions. So let's look at the first question. If GB, which is the player, stopped playing the game when his gain would be maximized, the gain in rupees would be. So I see the maximum he can go to after a game, not midway in the game, because you will look at this 18 and think maybe this is the highest value, but you can only look at step 2 values to conclude the final value after the game. So I see that the maximum value that he can go up to is 12, and therefore my answer or my correct answer option should be option A. Question number 2. If the final amount of money that Ghosh Babu had with him was rupee 100, I know if I assume that the player started with 0, he has extra 4 rupees in the game. Now the story is saying that finally he had 100 rupees after the 4 games. I know he has earned 4 rupees. That means before starting the game, he must have had 96 rupees in his pocket. Question number 3 and the last one. The initial money GB had before the beginning of the game sessions was X. At no point did he have to borrow any money. What is the minimum possible value of X? So he has some money, because remember in our story we assume that he started with absolute 0. So if you notice his story, the only point where he might have to borrow, let's say if he started with 0, for this step to pay this 16, he would have to borrow 8 rupees from the bank or the dealer or a friend, right? But the question tells me that he has not borrowed at all. That means he must have had this minimum 8 rupees with himself. Otherwise, any amount lesser than this would mean that he would have had to borrow money from someone. But the question tells me that he did not borrow any money. So the minimum possible starting value of X for me is going to be option B, which is 8. And do figure out the logic for yourself also, why exactly this is happening, because you can very easily think that he would have 100 rupees, right? But the question wasn't what is the maximum money with him, the question was what is the minimum money with him. So I'm trying to minimize. If I go to 0, he ends up at -8, and a -8 means he has to borrow. If I start with 8, this would become 16, and if I give back 16 also, I will be at 0, and after that there is no negativity in the story, so I can manage without borrowing again, right? So I hope the logic is very clear, and the answer is option B. And I hope you also realize that how easy such games are. If a very new looking, new fangled challenge is coming your way, chances are the logic part is not going to be too much of a difficulty in terms of tackling the problem. So the key is to read it quickly, effectively, and then just capture the data accurately, assuming you understood this very basic level story, which I do not think is a challenge at all. So this is it for this mini macro session. I will see you really soon with more problems and more problem solving approaches.